Friday. Welcome to TMW Online, the Melanated Way. I'm Linda. That is Abby. We had a short break. We are happy to be back. We're covering all things before the 90 days, season 8, episode 9, initial descent. Abby, do you want to talk a little bit about your trip before we jump right in?
You guys, oh my gosh, Northern Norway was spectacular. Not as many animals as Antarctica, but so gorgeous. Every day the scenery was just so beautiful. If you are experiencing any kind of anxiety or maybe a little touch of depression, I just feel like it's such a good way to reconnect and slow down. Nothing can change what's happening around the world, but you can change your disposition for a little while.
Yes, and travel always helps that. And being out in nature and connecting with one and meditating, all that stuff. So welcome back. We're happy to have you back as well. Listen, you guys, every time I don't know what they've done, but they put the magic sauce back into 90 days. Because I was so irritated by this episode, but irritated in a way that I'm like, oh, I'm fully engaged. Because, sometimes you can watch not now, but a lot of the times you could watch some seasons and you're just like, you're multitasking, you're like, blah, blah, blah. This is like, no, I'm paying full attention because what are these fools doing?
Exactly. And even like the production crew is a little bit shady with some of the stuff that they're showing us in the country in between. Like, why did they cut to all of those African braiders when Lisa was talking about her wig?
You and I are on the same page because you know what I wrote down? I wrote down showing hair braiders. That's fire and diabolical.
So like you cannot play games, you cannot wash dishes. You need to actually sit down and watch each episode.
Yeah, because it's amazing and impressive at the same time. Okay, so let's just jump in. Ziad and Emma, again, these two 27-year-olds, I just don't understand why. Just make this a trip. Make him your vacay bae and then call it a day. This whole thing where she's upset that he's at 0% for marriage. You don't even know him. And like, I don't understand how you think this marriage is going to happen so quickly because you still would need to convert. He's Muslim. You are going to have to become his Muslim wife. You guys don't even know each other. So and you guys know how I feel about online romances. If you've never met in real life, it's not a romance and it's not a relationship. You guys are just like the digital version of pen pals. Like that's what it is. Let's be real.
Yeah. So, all Emma cares about is just to be engaged and get married. She doesn't care about who the other person is. So that's what I chalk it up because it feels stupid watching their segments. So that's all I can just chalk it up to.
It has to be because we know that she was just doing this like a year ago with a different insert Muslim guy. I don't. So Ziad is like, I'm at 0% because you're always so difficult. And she feels like she's at her breaking point now. She's confused. She wants answers from him. He doesn't feel like talking to her. He's like, just go to bed. And then the next day they wake up, they're having breakfast and tea. And she's explaining how she feels like this trip is a waste of her time and a waste of her money that she doesn't even have. And he's like, listen, I don't even know you yet. It's going to take time. And he's like, you don't even understand me, which is true because have you asked him anything about the culture besides, looking beautiful all the time and showing up? Because I haven't heard you ask him any questions, nor have I seen you like exploring or trying to learn how to cook the foods that he likes. Like you're there, but you're kind of just like there as a prop. But you want to ring. Like I don't know. And so she's pushing this getting engaged business. And she asks him, am I the girl you want to be with? And he says, yeah. And I was shocked because I I'm not seeing it, you guys, and maybe you guys in the live chat, or if you guys are watching the replay, you can explain to me what it is, because I actually don't see a vibe connection. Do you?
I do not see anything that they're relating on. I do not see any compatibility. I do not see any conversation about substantial matters that they align on or that just show their compatibility. Nothing. There's nothing happening here except Emma wants to be engaged.
Joslo says no one sees it. So then
No one sees that. Yeah.
so then she is still kind of complaining. She's like, I don't even know why I came here, and gives him a little bit of a guilt trip. So he flips it and says automatically, I want you to enjoy your time here. I don't want to fight with you anymore. Then, into my shock, right? Because online and on the phone before they met, he was saying a whole bunch of stuff to her, and they were going to do this and that and be intimate and all the things. But then she gets there and he is observing his culture and his faith and his belief. So there's none of that. But then on camera, he kisses her. It was like kind of her cheek, but her neck. I was like, oh, okay. Then they're all lovey-dovey. I was confused because I was like, the two of you are manipulating each other. It's very weird to watch. She's manipulating with her words. She wants to ring, ring, ring. You're manipulating her by saying the things that she wants to hear, even though you know that you don't feel like that, because yesterday you just said that you were at 0%, thinking that this is. So what?
Yeah, this is the first season that we're seeing across multiple different iterations of 90 Day Fiance where the Americans are actually the scammers.
Yes, we're seeing.
And Emma's one of them. She's not scamming for money, but she's scamming for whatever it is she gets out of being able to say she has a Moroccan fiance. It's some kind of fantasy she's trying to fulfill. Whatever it is, she's going to scam her way into it.
I mean, you're not wrong, because I don't know what else it could be. Like, what else is it? I don't know what it could be. So they wake up the next morning. They've decided that they're going to start fresh. And he has never cooked for a girlfriend before. I thought this was a sweet gesture. So the lady that runs the house is he didn't even know where a cooking board is. Like, okay. So he was nervous. He's going to cook for her, and it was lovely. He made tagine for her. They sat, and I think the word is Bismillah, which means, bon appetit or something to that effect. And I loved learning that, by the way. Give me a language and I want to learn it. So that being said, they're having like another moment because, now they're not fighting, and they said that they've put the fighting behind them. Emma now wants to know in percentage. I don't know where this percentage thing is coming from, but she lives by percentages. So she wants to know where she is now on the marriage scale. And he said, well, you're at 7%.
A good title for this episode would have been Emotional Damage. Those videos that guy always does. Oh my goodness.
So they're going back and forth on this love percentage, and they do their to camera work. And again, Emma wants some percentages. So Ziad says he loves her 70%, but for engagement, he's only at 7%. So they got a lot of work to do to get to where Emma wants to be, clearly. The other thing, Abby, that I thought was interesting is that we're like 9 episodes in. They've been fighting all 8 episodes. And then they just flipped it in this episode where they're not fighting. And all of a sudden, this guy who had $0 from what we understood, because she paid for everything, she said, is now planning trips, is cooking meals. I was like, what? So it's her birthday the next day. He's going to be taking her to the desert to do camel riding and all of that. Okay. And then here's the kicker, you guys, that I was like, is she trying to get him killed? Because she tells the whole world, because we're all watching, that last night they made out. He came into her room, and not only did they make out, but they got down and dirty with it 2 times. And now she feels, because she got the intimacy that she wanted, that they're in a perfect place in the relationship. Am I in the Twilight Zone? Am I in the upside down world? Are you guys, like, I keep saying, maybe it's me. Like, maybe it's me. Maybe I just see the world totally different than everybody else. But I just thought that whole thing was absurd, because when the producers go to him, he acts like nothing happened. But then all of a sudden he's in love with her and he really cares about her. I was like, y'all, really? Oh, but you're 27. So that makes sense to me. You want to just go ahead.
Yeah, people there do watch the show. So his it's not like, oh, people there won't see it and hear what she said about him and know that he was unfaithful. Maybe there's an undercurrent of, oh, it's acceptable because she's an American, and it's kind of like she doesn't really count as far as his purity is concerned. I don't know. But when I went to Morocco, it was after Nicole and Azan, and people knew who Azan was. So they do watch the show over there.
Listen, I mean, these two are never getting married. I'm going to tell you that right now. That is my prediction. They will never get married. If he is deep in his faith, he will not be able to marry her. I promise you that. All right. Do you want to add anything else to?
No, I don't want to talk about Ziad and Emma at all.
All right, then. Tell us how you really feel. Moving on to Daniel and Lisa. I will tell you this. Abby has told you guys, and I've accepted it to be a truth. If I don't like you, it's going to be really hard for me to like say great things about you. I'll try, but like, that's just not, I'm just not a faker. I'm not a faker. I can't help it. And my face will show it. So I'm just going to give you that disclaimer, because I know that Daniel and Lisa are like breakout stars for the season, allegedly, according to the 90-day fandom. I cannot stand either of them. I think that these two are the worst. They are both the worst, and they're both scamming each other for all the wrong reasons. And you know what it is, Abby? You know what it is?
What is it?
I can't stand a liar, and that's what it just came to me. And the two of them are liars. Just lying. Just everything that comes out either mouth, lying. That. Lisa's had her wig on for a week. Her head hurts. I feel like okay. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent, but okay, so she wants to take it off. She says that she has sores growing in her head. It's itchy. It's stinks, and I believe all of that. I do, and not for the right reasons. I just think that ew. And listen, you guys, just because she has no wig etiquette, I just want you guys to understand that what she's going through is not normal. It's because she's like, just she has no wig etiquette, I think. So she decides that she's not going to put it back on. And now here's where the producers just had me like falling. They zoomed in the camera, okay, as Lisa's peeling off her wig, okay, just peel, and they got right down deep in, and I was like, what? Oh, messy for this. And then they show her like washing her hair, and that was a weird thing, because like you would think that if it was all the things, she would like do a deep condition and like, I don't know, a hot oil treatment or whatever. No, she did like a quick wash. I didn't see a drop of conditioner go in there. And then she stood in the mirror and was doing this for like 20 minutes. And then the producers were like, just like in her head, you guys, like bald spots and all. I was like, I cannot understand well, I can because I enjoyed it, but that was very messy of them. So she decides that she's not going to put the wig back on. And she's having like a bunch of feelings about that because Daniel's never seen her with her wig off, which, is the first lie. Because I think that okay, so that's the first thing. My issues are so far, okay, you're worried about your wig and your balding head, but you haven't told him that you've been a full-on lesbian like half your life, but you're worried about the wig? What? And you want what? Okay. The other thing she's worried about. Okay, Abby, can you take this for a sec? I have to take this.
Yes. So she's also concerned because she hasn't told her daughter that she is engaged. So if you guys remember her daughter, Faith, who had a lot of concerns about her going to Nigeria to begin with, because mom has a very sordid history with relationships. Her daughter, Faith, just said, could you please promise that you will not get engaged to him until you tell him all of your background and you get answers about things that you need answers to as well. And I just want to pause here and just talk about the fact that, Linda went through her series of why she doesn't particularly care for Lisa. I don't care for Lisa because I feel like you shouldn't be taking money out of your children's hands or your friends' hands to support a third party. And this money that she's sending to Daniel, it's not just, oh, I work and I send that money. Remember, she borrowed that money, a lot of it from a friend of hers. And she also has had her lights turned off and other things in her home with Faith because she's not living up to her bargain of paying half of her bills while she's living with Faith. So that's why I don't particularly care for the Lisa character. She is entertaining, but I can't respect somebody who doesn't take care of their family and friends in a reasonable way. So anyway, she's promised that she wouldn't get engaged. And now she is calling to let Faith know and tell her the truth. And of course, she doesn't just say that's what happened. She tries to tell Faith, oh, it wasn't my fault. And he had this big old, parade. And so there was no way that I could say no. Yes, you could have said no. Or yes, you could have given Daniel all the information before you got there. But the way that she tells Faith that she's now engaged is wrapped up in a guilt trip of, well, he had this parade, so how could I say no? So I was saying, like, not only is she just not really forthcoming about what's going on in her life and how she's been financially irresponsible with her daughter, but she can't even tell the truth to her daughter about what happened without it being trying to color it a certain way.
Yeah, she's a liar. And
she is a liar.
She's a liar. She's just lies all the time. And the thing is, some liars, they lie to themselves, so they don't even actually know what the truth is. And I think that she's one of those people. So she's also worried, and I'm just going to recap where I left off. So if Abby covered some of it, I'm just circling back so that I'm on the same page. So she's lied to the uncle, right? And she lied for the blessing. And I don't know if you guys understand how like crazy that is. You want to be blessed. You want to put spirituality and all of that, even if you don't believe anything, but you lied to get it. That everyone believes in karma. That is crazy karma. Like I wouldn't play around with that. And then, she lies to her daughter, Faith. So she talks to Faith, calls the daughter the night before, the day before, whatever, and says that Daniel planned a festival for her. A festival? A festival? Okay. At the airport. And that then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he just popped out a ring, and she didn't know what to say, so she just shook her head and said yes. Liar. So Faith is not impressed and says, none of this makes sense. And I love that she said, this is not even love bombing. This is love nuking. And for both of them, both are love nuking each other. But guess what? Not real love. She wants the attention that a younger Black man, because I do think that that's part of the fetish. And I'm not even going to go super deep into it. But there's a specific type of woman, American woman, that you all think is getting scammed somehow, but they're the ones that bring themselves voluntarily to these African and other nations for these young men. Okay, so that's the whole thing. And he's nuking her because he wants to come to America. Insert any American woman. That's his ending goal. Outrageous. So Faith, her daughter, and God bless her, because wherever she got this sense from, she didn't get from Mama Lisa. She's like, at all. You've been lying to Daniel from day one, and you know that he's had other women. Like, have you even talked to him about the other women and what that means for you guys? And she goes on to say, how do you blindly agree to get married? Listen, the one thing that 90 days is going to give you is going to give you the wisdom from the children. Their children, wisdom. They say it how it is. They'll try to be logical with them. All the 90-day kids are like that. Do you guys notice that at all?
No, I've noticed that before. The kids be having the sense that the parents should have had.
Jazzo says, does she mean festival, the fried fish? That's hilarious. Shout out to avoiding eye contact. Hola. Okay, so Daniel texts, I don't know why Daniel's in the lobby. I don't actually even care, but he's in the lobby, she's in the room, which was like weird to me because that's why he was so surprised. But listen, you guys, this is so toxic from here on out. I was just like, I'm riding with it. So she decided that she's not going to wear this wig, and not like, hey, let's like come to the room, let's have a conversation, sit down. No, she's just gonna walk out like she hasn't spent the last week with him with this wig on. And like, I don't understand why she didn't understand that he was gonna be shocked. You know what I mean? Like, if I spend a week with someone and all of a sudden they look like a completely different person, I'm going to need a minute. Like, what do you mean he didn't support you? What do you mean you thought he was just going to pull you close to you and, like, love your hair? What? Like, okay, let me get it again.
He said, your hair. Your
okay,
hair.
This is how it goes down. She casually comes down the staircase with the mom, and you guys, this is how diabolical it is, okay? So he's texted her to bring the laundry down, which is like, you guys, every hotel, like, you could just leave the laundry and they come get it, but no, you want the dirty laundry with the dirty hair. Like, you guys, you see, like, they're diabolical on the show right now. So she's coming down with her hair and the dirty laundry, right? So she gets down the staircase and he looks at her, and you guys, his whole face drops, like, and then he says, oh, wow, baby. Oh my God. And then the producers flashed to these beautiful Black Africans braiding hair. And they're not just braiding hair on people, they're braiding wigs. They're braiding these lace front wigs. And I was like, oh my God, this is diabolical behavior. Like, just diabolical behavior. Oh my God, I have tears. Snot's trying to run down my nose. I'm laughing too much. Okay. Then he says, so it's, oh wow, baby, oh my God. And then he says, why are you like this? Your hair.
Your hair. It was like a whimper. Your hair.
And then he's like, to camera, right? To camera, he's like, I'm astonished and embarrassed. She looks so much older. And then okay, so that's all happening. Now, in the midst of the laundry and the shocking hair transformation, she goes to, and I don't know why it just irritated me. I think, and maybe I wonder what your take on it too, Abby, is, because it irritated me a lot. So she wants to go to the ATM in the hotel lobby. That's just right there to get some money for the walk that they're going on. Okay, I know that she's a first-time traveler, but like when you travel, I don't know about you guys, but I make sure that I have enough currency in whatever country I'm going to. And I'm not using their ATMs, I'm using credit cards, you get rewards and all of that stuff. So it irritated me that she was just like willy-nilly, like she was down the corner store market. Because that's how you guys get scammed, to be honest, because you don't know the who, what, where's, why's, when, and then the international fee. Oh, no, thank you.
Linda,
yes,
there's absolutely nothing about this woman that would make you think that she is financially savvy in any way. Why would you be bothered about her using the ATM? This woman barely pays her bills. She borrows from Peter to pay Paul. Like, I'm just glad she has money in the ATM to go to. I wouldn't be surprised if she was over there broke. What are you talking about? Credit cards? This woman ain't got no credit cards.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Rewards? If she does have a credit card, it ain't one that got rewards.
Oh my God, I have to stop laughing. We're never going to make it through. Okay. So then I did feel a little bad, you guys, because he did not hide his disdain for what was happening with her new look. So he literally said to her, well, why didn't you just stay in the room and wait till you
not be seen like this.
Why did you stay in the room till your hair dried before you came outside without a wig? I was like, oh, that is so mean. And then she's like, well, are you embarrassed to be seen with me? And he's like, oh, no, because also, right? I saw in his mind how he knew he had to reel it back in because this is his ticket to America. So he can't just be, pissing her off. So no, you're beautiful. And no, I'm not embarrassed, even though to camera, he told the whole world that he was embarrassed. And then says, well, basically, you're going to have to wear this wig anytime we're meeting friends or there's people around.
He said it like it's two different scenarios. my God. Mm. Mm. Hmm.
Right.
He said either and.
Raydella, I have something for you.
You mean she had girl? Not even a rush card, okay? A rush card might have given her a little bit of cash back, In the beginning, before we knew he was scamming us with the rush card, I never had a rush card, but I knew it was a scam. There was a little bit of a benefit, but dang, not even one of them prepaid cards, probably. As a
What's a
matter of fact, probably the only reason she was talking to Faith was to get more money.
what is a rush card? Myself and the
Oh,
cat want to know.
you guys, you don't remember there was a period of time when Russell Simmons, um, you know who Russell Simmons is, right?
Hmm?
He was the rap mogul
Yeah, I know Russell.
producer. Yeah, okay, okay. So he at one point in time advertised these like debit credit cards to help people build their credit. The whole thing was a scam.
Oh, we definitely did not have that in Canada. That is
Yeah, good thing. And that's the reason why he's in Bali now. He's been avoiding federal charges for the past like 15 years.
cool. So yeah, she's not allowed outside without her wig on, and my note literally says "Wow," all caps. And now they're on their way to meet his friends, and he's teaching her some Nigerian imana, which means thank you. Um, and she is starting to have doubts, right? Because she feels sad that he doesn't think she's like the most beautiful woman he's ever seen without her wig on. So now she doesn't know if he loves her for who she is. Lisa, I mean, really, you really, girl, you're curious. Maybe he doesn't love you for who you are. First of all, okay, I'm back. First of all, y'all never met in real life. So what do you mean? This is the first time you're meeting him, and look at how he's already treating you. Second of all, and we're gonna get there, but he loves you, quote, air quote, because you send him money, you send him gifts, you fund his lifestyle. So when you question later in the episode whether you are his sugar mama, you're a sugar mama, but you are like, I don't know what, you're like the broke sugar mama. You're robbing Peter to get to Paul. Meanwhile, you ain't got it like that, but you're giving it, and you're giving it from other people. So whatever that rush card thing is exactly that. You're rushing money from somewhere that's a scam to give it to another scam. And
Hmm.
you're questioning whether he really loves you for who you are. Girl, how could he? Because also, on top of all of that, you're a liar.
Yes,
You don't know who you are. You haven't told him who
you.
you really are, because the real self, you're a girl. Let me just stop.
So many issues there, but I do want to ask you before we leave the wig completely. The wig doesn't look good to me. Okay. So what do you think it is that makes him feel so tied to how she looks with this wig on?
She looks younger with the wig on. The wig is cheap and terrible, but she does look younger. And because I was even shocked when she took the wig off. She looked like she looked way, because she's what, 50? I didn't
I
write
think
the
she's
age.
55,
She
54,
looks
55.
way older than 55.
You think so?
Yes, girl. Yes.
See, even with the wig on, she still looks old to me. So I guess that's why I'm not like connecting why this wig is so important to him. But at the point that he is using her as a means to an end, why does he care how old she looks?
Tina says, yes, I think that's why as well. And Lisa is 52. Girl, 52, that's even worse. Whoa.
She's
Listen,
52. Dang, that's a
Yeah,
hard ass 52.
hard 52. And even though we all know that he's scamming her, he doesn't want, and we'll get right to it. So they go in to meet the friend, George, Loveday, and Emmanuel. And immediately, I don't know if you guys saw it, but they were snickering as soon as she sat down. To camera, they said, she's not his type, but she'll make a good home. Yeah, because she's paying all his bills. So yeah, they're going to support it. And do you have a friend? Transform his life. And then the Loveday guy says to her, dead to her face, and don't deviate from that. Which I thought was hilarious. Don't deviate from that. So basically keep paying his bills and keep sending money because he's coming up. You've really helped him. Not, oh, he loves you. He said you're the love of his life. He's so happy. No, they said you're not his type, but you'll get him a good home. Crazy. So then they go on to say, you know, he's wearing these good clothes because of you, but they're snickering and laughing about it, which I just didn't understand why she's not picking up what they're putting down. And then she goes into this whole tangent that just got messy where Daniel was talking to another girl online, another American. And, you know, I just want you to tell me the truth. Is he talking to other women? That is not your problem. You know what your concern should be is you're seeing it for your own eyes that he was targeting American women because his end goal is to come to America by any means necessary. You are the only woman that fell for it. And I was even more disappointed in you, Lisa, because from a fellow woman, she reached out to you. She sent you the receipts and you chose to not believe her, but to believe the scammer who you never met online. Are you crazy? And now you want to know if there's other women when you already knew and you had the receipts? Like, make it make sense. And then you put yourself in debt to take a trip to see this man that you want to marry who doesn't even know you. And you stop it. Stop it. Just stop.
It's like crazy to see someone who's been a lesbian for so long be so male-centered. It's really bizarre.
It is bizarre, but I also I feel like it's not even male-centered, Abby. I feel like it's attention-centered. Like she needs the attention. She needs wanted. She needs to feel needed. She needs to feel seen. She needs to feel like the center of that person's world, because I feel like she does that with her daughter in some respects too, where she makes herself the main character in her daughter's life when her daughter should be the main character in her own life.
You're right. I agree.
Do you want to add anything to these ding dongs?
No. I'm until next time, we'll have even more to say, you guys. We're going to be catching up. So come back next time because they got a lot going on.
They have a lot going on. Jocelyn's been hinting that it gets worse. And so I can't wait because that, right? You saw us. I had to go get tissue, you guys, because tears pouring down my face. Another couple. Well, I really do like Anna Lynn. And why I like Anna Lynn is because she speaks her mind. And I feel like she is understanding more and more. And it's not even been a week, this little manipulation situation going on. Because I do not acknowledge their 6-year relationship and their 3-year marriage. I don't acknowledge it. I do not care, you guys. I don't acknowledge it. You can't get married to someone you don't know. I mean, obviously you can. But getting married online on a Zoom to someone you've never met, it's just ridiculous to me. It doesn't sit anywhere. I would never do it, and I would never encourage anyone else to do it. It doesn't make sense. The only time it makes sense is what Abby explained to me, where you guys are already going through the immigration process, and for whatever reason it's taking long, and that makes sense. But this, where you met your misogynistic husband online, no. Do you want to add something before I go off on a tangent, Abby?
No. You can, well, actually, just I would say one thing. Anna Lynn, exactly as you said, she's speaking her mind and she's able to verbalize the problems that are happening. The only disconnect I see with her is that she can say the problem, but she doesn't have the framework to put it in to understand why it's happening. That's why I think she's saying out loud the problem, but she's feeling confused by it because she just doesn't understand the terms that we would often use to explain patriarchy, misogyny, red pill. Those things are probably a bit foreign to her because she's not able to understand why Javon is the way that he is, but we can see it. I can see it clearly.
I agree with that. Although she does use misogynistic in.
She does use misogynistic, you're right. But I think just the whole, because she even came to his defense, you guys, on one of my posts that I made about Javon, she came to his defense and left a comment. And then she later on deleted it because I told her she needed to be careful because she was falling into fetishy language. So she could come back and delete the comment. But the fact that she was defending him at this point, after having already lived through what she's lived through, I was like, oh, she doesn't quite get it yet.
Okay. She's upset. She's upset with him. They're supposed to be on their honeymoon. And I mean, I don't know. You guys, I feel like pay attention to I always say this, pay attention to your gut instinct, but also pay attention, like read the room. If you guys have been fighting for 6 years online and you guys can't even make it a week without like not butting heads, there wasn't even, because in every relationship there's that honeymoon phase, right? Which they're literally on their honeymoon. So everything is roses and they've not had that. So she's upset because it's not romantic versus why he's upset because he feels like he does everything for her financially. Okay. And he feels like he's a provider. And she feels like he uses that as ammunition against her. He says feels not appreciated. And this is where, again, you guys, I need you to know a couple of things. Okay. So he feels not appreciated by her and needs her to be quote unquote nicer. Okay. Whatever you're Abby.
Yeah.
Wherever you stand in the traditional roles of a relationship, I need you to know this. Okay. If you value that and that's something that you believe in, then the person who's the provider, and in this case, the man, actually has to be a provider. And not all providers are equal. Okay. A true provider will never complain that he's providing for you because he knows that this is how he set up the relationship. A real provider, so men who actually have money and can provide, realize and want this type of relationship, realize that this is the type of relationship they are in and therefore they have to provide, and then they don't complain about it. Now, if you have an imposter,
Preacher.
And an imposter is a man who wants the feminine fetish wiles of a beautiful woman that, what is it, barefoot and pregnant at home, but he can't provide the home. That's when he starts to emotionally and financially manipulate you. This is what's happening with Javon. Javon has a dead end job. Now, great, he works with people. Great, he works with the elderly. I love that for him. However, he's not the provider that he has tried to act like he is. And so he came online and was able to say all the things because he's online and not in real life. So she's not really seen how he lives. She does not know his family and how they live. She doesn't know what he draw, all the things, right? So he can fake the funk. And then now that she wants a return on the investment that she's given him with the time and the energy and propping him up and being nice, he's complaining because guess what? He doesn't have it like that. Don't get trapped by these imposters, y'all. Okay? If they want provider. If they want to be a provider, then let them provide, and then don't let them make you feel bad about it, because they're the ones that know that this is the type of relationship it is. It's just like the sugar daddy relationships, just like the, what is it, May, December, where you're like, ooh, why? Ooh, what? I don't ever get mad at that, because they both know what they're there for. Period. And full stop. Okay. So when he said that she needs to be nicer, I was just like, no, it's that, no, nope, no. She's not being nice because she's also having to deal with the fact that he's insecure as a man. Okay. And he's insecure as a man because he misrepresented the type of man he was the whole entire time. So now she's starting to see the real him and calling him out on it. And he is continually complaining, and she calls it negative. Yeah, because he doesn't like to hear the truth about himself. He didn't want you to know the truth about himself. But oh, here we are. So she thinks he's misogynistic, and she's not a fan of that whole red pill podcast masculinity thing. And she's not sure how much more she can take of this. And she doesn't know what to do, which goes to what you said, Abby, where it's like she knows it, but she doesn't know what to do about it. But she doesn't with it for much longer, right? So the concierge comes to the room because it's their last day of their honeymoon. They're checking out that day. They bring breakfast. They go to the beautiful pool that's right outside their bedroom. And the other thing that's a problem, you guys, and it's very high school, and just as a grown woman, I'm not dealing with this. So the way that Jovan fights is that he gives her the silent treatment. So that's another thing. So he's not a communicator. He doesn't know how to use his words, and he doesn't know how to, when you have a disagreement, it doesn't always have to be yelling and yelling. It could just be a conversation and you guys are just disagreeing. That's called communication. And he doesn't do it. And so she's sick of that. So they're sitting out there, and then he's like, well, do you want to talk about the fight? And she is like, yeah, I want to talk about the fight. She's been wanting to talk about the fight, but you've been giving the silent treatment. And so I knew what was going to happen immediately, because guess what? Of all the things I just said earlier. So he blames her. Says that she's hard on him, doesn't ever give him a break. And then again, throws in that he provides for her. And oh, but no, I know it's my duty to provide, but could you cut me a little slack? Meaning, I'm broke ass. I don't have it to give to you. I know I said I did, but I don't. And now that you still want it, can you give me a little bit of slack because I don't have it? That's what that means.
See, I would have asked directly, when you say, can I be nicer to you? Tell me exactly what that means. So my complaint was that I want you to be more romantic because you've been a bit negative. So in your opinion, when you say you want me to be nicer to you, what exactly does that change about my behavior? Tell me exactly what that means. I don't get to say I want you to be more romantic. I don't get to say I don't want you to be negative about the food that I'm having you try or the event that I plan for us to do together. What exactly does that mean to you?
That part. Yep.
I mean, or just leave. Like, honestly, in this situation, like, just leave him where he is. You can't fix him. He's a broken toy. Like, it's just leave. But if you're still trying to work it out, then ask for a specific example of what the person means when they ask you to do something vague or be something vague.
100%. And he goes on to say he works hard for XYZ. Oh, God. He works hard to provide and do XYZ. So he wants to make sure that she makes sure that his day stays positive. Sir, it is not her responsibility to change your unhappiness. If you're unhappy with yourself, there's no way someone can make you happy by their presence and their beings and their words, but it's not their responsibility to make you feel positive about your situations. Just Stop it. Own your own shit. Sorry saying that,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to own it. You need to own your own dirty laundry, trauma, self-hating, insecure self. Like, you need to own that on your own. And then you also need to work on your own. And you cannot expect someone else to make you happy when you can't be happy with yourself. It's not possible. It's not possible.
It's not possible. His attitude has been so sour since he arrived. Like, how would you, even if you wanted to be happy, even if she didn't want to complain, how can you revolve around someone who's such a sourpuss and maintain your own attitude, maintain your own happiness? He's been
100%.
sour since he arrived. He wasn't super happy to see her. He wasn't super happy to go to the fancy hotel for their honeymoon. He complained about all the activities. She was so excited to show him that food. He complained about that. He's just a sourpuss.
And to jump off of what Abby's saying, and that's what she's like, I want you to be more positive. And this again is how the producers are just diabolical. They played clip after clip of him just complaining about the rain, complaining about walking, complaining about the food, just clips back to back. And then they pan back to him looking up. What do you mean I'm negative? That shit was funny. He says to her, do you regret marrying me? And then my note literally said, girl, just say yes. But no, she says, no, I love you.
But she didn't say it fast enough. She didn't say it fast enough. So, of course, he's going to complain about that.
Sure did. Sure did. Okay. You want to add anything else?
No, let's go.
Rick and Trisha.
Yeah.
Love Trisha. Rick. Oh, Rick. There are so many things that were offensive in this. My hope, you guys, as you know, we're still catching up, but my hope is that Trisha sticks to her guns and does not forgive this fool, because no. So they have a few more days of island hopping before they're going to go and meet Trisha's dad. They're in this gorgeous place. Like, okay, Rick, I'll give you that. That place that you found was gorgeous. On a hill, ocean views, hammocks, waterfalls, private pools, the whole thing. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then Rick had to, in my opinion, wreck it. And I will have to ask Abby, as an American, your thoughts on this, because I'll tell you, as a African and a Canadian, my thoughts on it. So Rick brought these jungle costumes. Okay. And he wanted to be the king of the jungle and his jungle queen. And he plays it off as in role play. Now, there is nothing wrong with role play. I like a little role play here and there. I think it's funny and fun, but this was inappropriate. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he's in Africa, okay, as an African American on an international TV show, and you are going to do all the stereotype. Like, I don't want to get into this whole thing, but I do, but I won't. But the stereotype pissed me off. Okay, because you could have role played anything else, but you chose that specifically. And then you're going to take this young woman who is a professional. Okay, she's a professional, you guys. A professional. She has a better job than him. And you want to come to her country and make her dress up as a jungle queen? Are you crazy? And she hated it. I hated it for her. And if I was her, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, you want to make him happy. And yes, he's planned this whole thing and paid for the whole thing. But you know what? There's also going to be a place where you don't disrespect me. And that, to me, was disrespectful. And it had so many layers of ignorance to it that I just was like, no. What were your thoughts, Abby?
I hated it. I think it's also part of the problem that comes when you're in a culture where it's so important for women to be wives and um, to be partnered. Because if it wasn't so important, then people would be willing to say no to ridiculous requests like this quicker and more often. But because it's so important to her to be partnered, she's like, I'm gonna suck down the discomfort that I'm feeling about this and put it on. So I want all women. I know like you don't want to force your culture on somebody, but I want all women to feel a bit more free to make those kind of choices of what roles you really want to play in your life so that you can be more likely to say no to stupid requests like this. Anyway, I hated it. I hated everything about it. I hated the fact that he asked. I hated the stereotypes that go with it. I hated the fact that he saw her discomfort and still pushed her into it. I hated the fact that she felt like she should oblige him just because he took her to this nice place. I hate the fact that he took her to this nice place just to emotionally manipulate her.
Yes. Yes to all of those things. And on top of all of that, he's still omitting the truth about who he is and what he's done. And I'm mad about it, you guys. I'm still mad about it. And I was mad about it when I first found out. And then when Abby told us, oh, well, he did that while they were still together, that made me even more mad because he didn't give her the opportunity to choose what she really wanted to do. And he even said it in this. And I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but it's made me so mad. So he basically emotionally and physically manipulated her because he knew that he wanted to be intimate with her because he knew they would draw closer. He wanted her to fall in love, and I say that loosely because come on, but to have feelings for him. And you know, you have soul ties when you sleep with someone. You're connected to them on a different level. That's what, you know, even Emma, as women, that's what happens. Okay, he didn't give her the opportunity to say, you know what, no, I don't want to do this. He withheld that information knowing, just like Abby said, that she wants to be partnered, that she wants a husband, that she wants children, that she wants to like introduce the family and the whole thing. He knows all those things and he did it anyways. And that's what's pissing me off because he robbed her of her choice. That being said, he's like, baby, there's something I've been keeping from you. What I'm about to tell you, I regret it. Okay, spare me all of that. And that's just me, like, spare me the wind up and just tell me what it is, because you winding it up is just making it worse, which is basically what she said. She's like, just tell me, what is it? What is it? What is it? And he says, just like Jovan, he's going to try to make it about what she did to him. It's her fault. So remember those 5 days when you weren't talking to me? Well, I started to talk to my ex because I had no one else to talk to. I felt lonely and abandoned, and I felt like you didn't want me anymore. So I booked a trip to Colombia to go see my ex. And she was like, hold up. Did you have sex with her? I'm sorry, baby. I messed up. But we can work through this, baby. She's like, shut up. And then she was devastated. How could you do this to me? We were together. Like, she's putting the timeline in her head. We were together. And you heard from me, she said. So there were 3 days you didn't hear from me. And then I messaged you. And we talked for another 2 days. And then you decided that you still wanted to go. And he's like, yeah, because I had already booked my trip. Excuse me? She doesn't trust him. She thought he was different, but same old, same old, same old, same old. And I'm going to tell you this, not all men, but most men lie, you guys. They lie and they cheat. They lie and they cheat, and they lie and they cheat. Not all men, but a lot of them. Those are facts. She tells him to shut up. He's trying to like emotionally, we can work this out. Well, who said who? She's allowed to feel betrayed and annoyed and mad and manipulated. She's allowed to have any feeling she wants because you're the one that cheated. You did wrong. She did not. So she hasn't agreed to work it out. She is allowed to feel what she's feeling and decide for herself if she wants to work it out. Okay? So that's the part that was like, oh, what are you talking about? We can work it out. And then when he couldn't manipulate more with his words, he decided like he was gonna physically try to like love on her. And she's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me, because he continued to try to do that. You saw that part, Abby, where she'd go to the bathroom. She's like washing the tears off her face, and he comes behind her, but blocks her in. I was like, no. She's like, get away from me. Don't.
Every form of manipulation that exists, therapists could use these scenes as examples of each and every type that's going on. Everything that's happening, everything that he's done, from taking her to a secluded place, from bringing her somewhere that's supposed to be really private and special. Everything that he's done has made it in his favor to try and force her into staying with him.
That's it. Exactly, Abby. Exactly. They're leaving that day, and she wants nothing to do with him. He's trying to like, oh, I'm waiting for you, trying to be like, I'm chivalrous, all this stuff. She's like, no, just go. You take your stuff. I got my stuff. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to look at you. He's still trying to gaslight her on the boat trip back, and she's just not having it. And he's trying to act. The way he tried to downplay this, you guys, is astonishing to me. It is. It's astonishing.
The whole like, we can work through this makes me so angry, because what are you needing to do?
Yeah.
What you needed to do was tell me the truth so I could make a decision. So the whole like, we can work through this, there's nothing for you to do. You're basically saying like, you can forgive me, you can forgive me, you can forgive me. Shut up.
That part. Do you want to add anything else? Because I can't wait to the next episode, because I want to see what she does.
No, we'll be back with the next episode, you guys. It's going to be good because we have opinions.
Jordan and Laura. I'm so petty. Okay. They're laying in the bed. It was just a general observation, you guys, but he is very hairy. Like, it was all hair and bones. Oof.
Just what Laura likes. She said that's her type.
I guess
my type. That's my type.
So that will be my question of the day. Live chat, Abby and replay. Are hairy men your type?
Mm-mm. We've established that I'm a little bit of a chubby chaser. I don't need chubby and hairy. Okay. We don't need to double that. Okay, let's just stick with one. Either or, not either and, like Daniel said. Either. Okay.
All right, you guys, let us know. Yeah, it's a no for me. It's solid no. Oh, hey, Vanessa. Vanessa says it's a no for her, but she doesn't want totally waxed either.
Yeah, totally waxed to me is like too childlike. I want you to be manly. I want you to be grown, not like a young man. No.
Yeah, I just need a happy balance. Okay, I don't want you to be like no. I don't want. What did people used to call it? Metrosexual. I don't want that. I don't want us both like needing mirror time and clothes time and getting ready. Like, no, that's not for me. And I don't want to be doing all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So no. Anyways, they're in Turkey. They've been in Turkey. She's been in Turkey for a week, and Laura feels like it's going okay. But she still feels that Birkin is keeping some secrets from her, which, you know, one of the things I do love about Laura, you guys, is that she is in tune with her intuition. I just wish she would act more on it. And I encourage you guys, your intuition, your gut instinct, go with that. Because that will save you a bunch of sadness. It will protect you. It will guide you. It's there for a reason, and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to really pay more attention to it rather than pushing it to the side. This is another couple, just like Ziad. I don't understand. He went from treating her like crap and not translating and, you know, trying to use sex to shut her up, to now all of a sudden he's planning surprise romantic getaway. Okay. Who are you? But Laura doesn't know how she feels about it. And again, she's like, this seems manipulative because of all the debts and the secrets. This seems like he's trying to manipulate me. Bravo for recognizing that. And then what? And that's what my gut says. She's smart. She listens to her gut. I want her to go ahead and continue to listen to her gut. And I want you all to always listen to your gut. He says that Laura is like dry toast and needs a little spice in her life. And he thinks, self-proclaimed, that he is the spice that is needed in her life. So he's taking her to Sesame. And you guys look gorgeous. You know how I was like about all the cats? But I would go to Sesame. I would, with the water, castles. Yeah, I'd do that. And I saw a dog. I saw 0.0 cats. So so that's part of the surprise, the castle. So they're going to go and take a tour. One of the things that I really loved about learning about or seeing this castle is that it's from the 1700s and it was part of a old naval base. See, I like when they do stuff. Do more of that. Give us the history. You guys are already there. Give us a little bit of the country while you're there. Anyway, she says that she feels like a princess. And then this is the part that took me out, because you know how some of these new men think that they're the prize. And I'm always telling you guys, you're the prize. Like, don't let it get twisted. But he was a perfect example of why we are in this terrible trash dating era. He tells her she's not the princess, that he's the princess, and that he doesn't know when she'll be able to be the princess of the castle.
That part was so funny to me because it reminded me of when Michael Scott said, "I'm Beyonce always."
Outrageous. Then there's a bunch of love bombing. He tells her he cares about her. He loves her. You know, he's still thinking of marriage. He's hoping that she's still thinking of marriage, because just like Daniel, his ultimate goal is to get to America. And this is why I'm telling you guys, there's a specific woman, American woman, that they go after. And yet, lo and behold, we were in the same, just go to a different country, insert same situation. Okay? There's financial manipulation going on. There's immigration manipulation going on. There's physical and emotional manipulation going on. And what I mean by physical and emotional, they're love bombing, and by any means necessary. If they have to kiss you, hug you, sleep with you, whatever, they're going to do that, because that's taking them one step closer to their ultimate goal. And their ultimate goal for both of these men is to get to America. But the difference between Laura and Lisa is Laura's starting to recognize that, oh, this doesn't seem right. This seems like manipulation. This seems like no. And then to top it all off, he is love bombing her in this situation right now because he's about to come clean about his debts. So he says that in 2019, 2020, he owned 3 shisha bars, but then COVID hit and it bankrupted him. And I actually felt bad because that was a terrible time and a lot of businesses did close. And a lot of people did lose their life savings and people lost their lives. And so he hasn't been able to come back from that, is what he's saying. He worked a bunch of day jobs, but at very low wages, and it wasn't cutting it. So he found another way to pay his debts, and that's by gambling. He gambles every single day. If he has money, he gambles. And he is telling her that he's gambling to pay down this debt that he has. And Laura's just angry and hurt and shocked and thinks like gambling is not a job and it's irresponsible. And she talks about how if she brings him to America, she's financially responsible for him for 10 years. Now, Abby, I thought that rule changed.
No, people just keep saying it wrong. It hasn't changed. It's what it means is that if the person was to request government services, such as, food stamps, for example, the government has the right to come after whomever petitioned them for replacement of whatever money that immigrant requested during that time. But people always say it as, oh, you're financially responsible for that person, like you have to pay them a living wage or something for the 10 years. That's not what the 864 agreement is. That the agreement that you make, that financial responsibility, is between you as the petitioner and the government, the U.S. government. Those are the parties in that contract.
Gotcha. Yeah, before I move on, hey, Becca. Becca has a question for you.
Hey, Becca.
Do you have to declare?
You have to...
Go ahead.
Oh, no. There's nothing on the visa application that requires you to declare your debt. However, you do have to declare if you have, you have to self-report if you have a gambling problem or certain other issues like prostitution. And if they have any evidence that you were participating in those kind of activities, they could deny your visa application. And they don't have to tell you why they're denying it either. So, for me, him saying this on TV is a pretty difficult thing for him to overcome if he was to apply for a visa in the future, or if Lisa was to apply for a visa for him, because he's not talking about, a problem that I had in the past. He's talking about a current ongoing gambling issue. And Lisa never asked a question that made sense to me, which is, why can't you work? Why would gambling take all day long? Why can't you work? I didn't understand that.
But yeah, agreed. Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of things he said in there. So one of the things, he is gambling. He doesn't think he's addicted. It's just a way to make money. And he says he only gambles on football, which is AKA soccer. Because he used to play soccer, football, but he can't play. So now he bets on it. That's what he said, right? And then she's like, but that's irresponsible. I don't understand why he's not working. But she didn't say that to him. She said it to camera. And I agree. Why are you not working? And then when she asked him, well, for Valentine's Day, all these friggin' women that are sending these online men money, what? Anyways, she sent him some money for Valentine's Day and asked him, did you gamble that money? And he said, yeah, I did. And he basically flipped it, made more money, and was able to pay his rent, but was only able to pay his rent for 1 month. And then they got evicted. And that's why he's also homeless. Because don't forget, you guys, he's homeless.
Which also means you're telling her that you use gambling wins in order to pay down your debt. But if that only was enough to pay your rent, then obviously none of it is going towards your debt. So that's not true either.
Exactly. He's not paying that debt.
So nothing is happening hear that inspires confidence.
No, because it's lies. Listen, they're all lying to each other.
Yeah.
Crazy.
These are, and she's all like, I want to have a hot Turkish man and write romance novels about it and have this fairy tale. And it doesn't matter whether or not we see Birkan as hot or whatever, but the fact is that she does, and her fetish over it is that's her own scam. That's what she's trying to get from him. So it's hard to feel sorry for Laura or Lisa or um, a lot of the other people in this season, because what are you over there for, girl?
That part. That part. Welcome back, Becca.
Listen, Turkish delights aren't even that good. Did you guys, when you were younger, did you read C.S. Lewis, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
Mm-hmm.
And think because those little British kids were talking about Turkish delights, they must be so good.
They're
I was
not.
so disappointed. It was like really popular, I guess, in the late 80s. It was, I'm almost positive it was like assigned reading in school. And the first time I ever actually, and the kids go on and on and on about eating Turkish delights. And then the first time I had one, I was like, this is what they were talking about? This can't be the right candy.
They're not. I'm not fond of them. I'm not fond of them. That's all I have for this episode. It was packed, y'all. It was packed. It was packed. I will say that. Yeah, it was packed. No to Daniel.
Yeah.
No to Z. So this is where I stand as of episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
No to Ziad and Emma. Where do you stand?
No to Ziad and Emma.
I'm no to Daniel and Lisa.
No to Daniel and Lisa.
I'm absolutely not for Jovan and Annalyn.
This is what I want to happen, okay? I want Annalyn to hold on, okay? Come to the United States and then be on the single life because she's hilarious.
She is. So you're going to be a yes to them then?
I'm going to be a yes to them. Just get here, girl, and then drop him, okay? I'm okay with that.
Rick and Trisha, I want her to drop him in episode 10. No, absolutely not.
I want her to drop him so bad. But I also want for Trisha to never, ever, ever tell another man your vulnerabilities. Never give them an opportunity to say, I won't be like your ex. I'll never do that to you. Like, don't ever give a man your vulnerabilities again. And don't think that having a man is so important that you're going to sacrifice the way that you have with Rick.
And Laura, again, absolutely. I'm just no to all of them. No.
I mean, there's nothing that Beer Khan could do to come back from this whole gambling situation that would make him seem like a reasonable partner. But also, Linda, Laura went over there knowing that he was unemployed.
Yeah, I mean, my firm no's are for all of the. Listen, give me Trisha, Annalyn, and Laura. But Laura with like a. I know what you're doing, Laura. You could just not do that and continue to focus on bettering yourself.
You know what I think would be awesome for Trisha? Do you remember Tyree, who was in the relationship with the fake woman who was in maybe Jamaica? It was some island where he thought she was, but she turned out to be fake. I have been watching his like weight loss journey, and the way that we thought he was like such a nice guy, he still is that way. Let's let him and Trisha link up.
I could see that. I could see that. He is a nice guy. He's very caring for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. All right, you guys, we're catching. I know I'm always saying we're catching up. We will.
But I'm not traveling again for a while. It's me. It's not Linda holding us up, you guys. It's me. I'm not traveling for a while, so we're gonna get there, okay?
We are gonna catch up. Promise. So we will see you guys soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And there's another season coming out of 90 days, you guys. So we definitely need to catch up because we are like, they are back to backing these. And
yes, they are.
This season that's coming up, some of the couples are actually age appropriate.
They are. I was so happy.
50, 47, and 47. I was like, oh, we're growing up.
Yes. Perfect.
All right, you guys. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. TTFN.